I'm not blowing out my own eardrum, so I'm guessing everybody else is the same.
Yeah.
Blame Fortnite for this.
I do Epic, you...
You sons of bitches.
Yeah.
You dirty little sluts for money. Anyways.
Don't think I'll forgive you just because you put in Batman.
I already had Batman.
X, you would totally be a slut for money.
I mean... No, not always.
But for that much money?
I don't know. I feel like I got some standards. I don't want to dick over people. You know, saying they can't play a game until January.
No, I'm not saying the exclusivity deals. I'm just saying that for that much money, you'd be a slut.
Maybe.
All right, how'd you do on the roll, Randy?
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, you leap, your nunchucks flying from hand to hand as you basically land on this guy. The TV VCR flying out of his hand. One of the heads of the Hydra will leap up, catch each device in its mouth as Davetta just sort of looks on horrified and speeds away to the neighboring trailer. As you are outside, however...
Good boy, Phil Collins. Brick Allen.
You are taken by the image that you find. The sun seems to be frozen directly overhead, and it glares with this ominous red glow. It just bathes the entire landscape all around you for miles in what looks like just anger and rage and rain. Cold rain pours down from a completely cloudless sky. And all around you, you can hear just the sounds of everything going directly to hell. People getting wasted, people looting, people destroying shit. It's like you woke up in the middle of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Or, you know, post-Katrina New Orleans.
Or, you know,
I have an idea for
Gary.
now.
Or, you know, Ferguson. Or, you know what? There's just a whole lot of bad shit.
You're really describing what I imagine Gary in the World of Darkness to be.
Every day in Gary, Indiana.
Comically messed up.
All right. This is why I don't wake up in the morning.
All right.
Until a nice crisp 4 p.m.
Oh my god.
You're like fucking Jack Black and Kyle Gass.
Drinks until 4 a.m. Sleeps until 4 p.m.
Where they're like, if you want to be a part of Tenacious D, you gotta wake up at the crack of noon.
Okay. So, James Wesley Irving.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm assuming that you've been active quite a bit longer than Randy Sensei. So, it was a normal day until about roughly around noon, and then everything went to hell. The sun froze in the sky, turned this beat fiery red, rain slashing down from the sky. What do you think you're doing right now?
What time is it?
It's about 12:30. So for
12:30.
For about half an hour.
I was just beating up Dave Davison for that half hour.
I was probably at lunch, enjoying whatever has a lot of fucking meat on it,
And a milk bone.
and some Scooby snacks.
Can I get a prime rib and 6 milk bones?
Do you have any kind of a cult, James?
Yeah, no. I've dealt with the occult, and I am of the occult myself, but I don't care. Apparently.
So what is your reaction as you see this very strange goings on around you?
Just look up. That ain't right.
No sooner does that sentiment leave your lips, there's a call on your cell phone from a number you do not recognize.
I guess I'll answer it.
A voice comes through. Good afternoon, sir. I'm looking for Mr. James Wesley Irving.
Speaking.
Mr. Irving, this is Detective Matthew Jedediah, NYPD Homicide Unit. How are you this afternoon, sir?
I'll look up. Not gonna lie, I've been better. You got some weird weather up here.
Ah, yes, you've noticed our strange weather patterns of the last 30 minutes.
That's not normal.
Well, I regret that our first time speaking has to be under such dire circumstances. I heard what you and your band of Scions did to break up that, what was it, a Scion-run drug ring with those nymphs out on the interstate. Excellent work, excellent work. I would have rather approached you on my own time, but, well, let me tell you a story, Mr. Irving. Given your particular skill set and supernatural abilities, as well as your license to work as a bounty hunter in the state of New York, the NYPD may have some work for you and your band, assuming you're interested.
Well,
How did
shit.
you know we're Scions?
Can't say no to a job.
This guy's the bad guy.
Probably.
Do we know we're Scions?
I think that's up to you individually.
I don't
We haven't
think
had
I
our visitation yet.
Yeah. I don't think I know I'm a Scion yet. I think I'm just a weirdo.
I was also leaning with doesn't know I'm a Scion. I just assume I'm that perfect.
Okay.
Randy Sensei's on drugs.
What if my mom or dad's a god? Randy, you're high.
So, I will absolutely roll with that revelation, but I will not change anything he said. So, what is your immediate reaction to that? It could just be a rumor that you guys were Scions. And
That's true.
I ain't a Scion, I'm just a wolf man.
We ain't quite so divinely inclined, as far as I know. I'm just a bit more wild than most. My cousin, he's also a little different.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
We're
We're related.
I see, Mr. Irving.
No, we'll still take the job.
Well, you see, that particular weather patterns that we're experiencing happened about half an hour. And half an hour ago, we were called to the mansion of one Bai Amari, a scion of Ra, alias the Luminary. Are you familiar?
You cut out.
He asked you if you knew a scion by the name of Bai Amari, which you've probably not met, but do you have any kind of dots in politics? Or...
No, I do not. I don't care about the world.
Okay. Is that King of the Hill in the background?
Yes, yes, it is.
I'd be like, what? No, shut up.
I'm
No,
getting into
that's just-
character.
That's just Texas anime.
The best slice of life anime.
Hank Hill, Scion of Texas Pete.
The hot sauce guy?
That's the only thing. We don't have a fucking urban legend like what's the fucking giant dude who cuts down trees?
Oh, fuck. Why do I remember that he has got a blue ox, but I can't remember his name? Paul Bunyan. There you go.
There we go. We don't have a Paul Bunyan, so I just went with Texas Pete.
Well, you see, Mr. Irving, it is come to the unfortunate circumstance that Miss Amari met her end today under violent circumstances. And
Let me guess. 2 warning shots?
well, all we can say now is that the lead suspects in the case are other Scions, and since you, less divinely inspired, have been able to deal with one previously, we thought you might be useful for the job.
Absolutely. What's the pay?
Negotiable. I'm hiring you privately. The NYPD would probably frown on bringing in civilians and bounty hunters, but I'm thinking we need the help.
Alright. You got a meeting time, place?
Why don't you just come by Miss Amari's mansion? The sooner the better, I think.
Right.
And he will, of course, provide you the address and request that you round up your band or group.
My posse?
There we go. Khan, what are you doing right now?
Well, I was gonna say my short-term deed is going to be find out who ruined my lunch. Because what I imagine is if it's afternoon right now, I imagine I'm having lunch with a fellow model at one of those like skyscraper restaurants at the top,
Nice.
having a very nice meal, and then the sky turns red and it starts raining, and immediately Khan Kapoor sees that's not normal. Is like, I'm going to find who ruined my lunch and hit them in the face,
Okay.
and then over his head, short-term deed unlocked.
Now, do you have any occult?
No, but I do have high society.
No one has a cult. Yay!
That might come in handy later, but not at the moment. So right now, yes, finding out who ruined your lunch is a very, very perfect way to begin this. What does Khan do immediately?
He's just eating, just kind of tosses the fork and the knife on the table, gets up, walks inside the restaurant, and probably punches through some glass.
Why not? James, at this point, are you going to start contacting your band?
Yes.
All right, who do you call first?
Well, I'm gonna text Khan and tell him we should meet at this place because weird shit's going down. And I'm just gonna call Randy because I don't know what the hell's going on.
You think my phone can receive texts?
Yeah.
Does he have a Nokia brick? Or even better, does he have one of those ones that would flip out with a little keyboard?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Khan, as your fist sails through some plate glass window, overlooking the Manhattan skyline, your phone chirps. You get a text message. What does it say? Hello, my love.
Does not say that.
Khan Kapoor probably does have eight text messages from 8 different people that say that.
It's like, hey Khan, we got another job. Probably has something to do with the weird shit going.
Just kind of squeeze the golden iPhone in my hand as I'm like one step closer to finding out who did this.
To nunchuck who make of Nokias. Oh, that's why it does aggravate.
All right.
No, that's the nunchuck that has all the fucking modifiers on it.
Yeah, so probably without telling his date anything, he's just gonna kind of take the elevator down, get in his gold Lamborghini, and start driving to the address that he got.
Okay, can I get that high society roll from you now? Plus intelligence, and let's call this a difficulty of 4.
That means I need 4 successes, right?
Yes, you need 4, and you're always rolling for 8s. It's not variable like it is in World of Darkness. It's the number of successes that matters, and 10s explode.
Explorer?
Explosion.
That's 2 explosions. 6 successes.
6
Holy
successes. Okay, so that That means you beat the difficulty by 2, so you can spend that on some kind of enhancement for yourself in the future, or
Does that count as momentum?
No, momentum
Is it a natural male enhancement?
You can use those 2 successes and kind of bank them to buy yourself enhancement later to add to a roll, or to make it harder to mess with you.
Okay.
But you actually do recognize the address. It's a Long Island mansion belonging to a philanthropist by the name of Bai Amari. She is a well-known scion of Ra.
And of course, you know her, right?
Our people are not the same. But we are both wealthy.
Yeah, I'm just like, wealthy, well-off people of a certain area. They tend to stick together.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Yeah, I'm probably looking at the address while I'm driving with one hand.
Good save, Yusuf.
I'm like, did Amari ruin my lunch?
That bitch.
Amari!
Is there any information you would like? I'll let you decide how well you actually knew her. She was a woman maybe in her early 40s, hosted, benefits fundraisers, things like that. You've probably been to her house at least once or twice in the past.
She hit on you. She was a total cougar.
Occupation.
Cougar.
Full-time cougar.
As I said, mostly philanthropy. You're not really sure where she got her money from. Might be,
Ziggy.
might be divine help. Old man Ziggy, how's it going?
Brandy Love. Oh. Did Brandy Love ruin our life? Actually, hold on. I can find a better porn star. Continue.
Did anybody not like her philanthropy for some reason? Like, was she some kind of pro-environmentalist, anti-homelessness?
Honestly, probably all of the above. But she never really seemed to have any enemies within that sphere.
Highly unusual.
However, if you want to spend your 2 successes, I will give you an important piece of information about her that not many people would know.
I'll go ahead and spend those 2 successes then.
Okay. Bai Amari was polyamorous, and she was in a romantic relationship with not only multiple people, but multiple scions from her own band.
So Brandy Love.
Hold on. No. Damn it.
All right, now while Khan is mulling things through his mind, driving there, Randy, you're punching the hell out of Dave when your phone starts ringing inside.
Hello.
Randy, what the hell are you doing?
There's
What
just
is that?
punching in the background. And King of the Hill.
And that's what the Hydras are watching.
They're well trained. Their things are probably they've gained at least 15 pounds
Each.
from the McDonald's. Well, you see, the All-Star when I woke up this morning, and fucking Dave here came in and broke into my house.
Right. Well,
It's not a house, Randy. It's a trailer.
it's his home, okay?
Stop bad-mouthing houses by calling your trailer a house.
Right. Well, we got a job if you want to make some money. Because I know your landlord's on your ass.
Who told you about my landlord?
Nobody, I just guessed.
Well, that's why you're the clever one in the family. But I've always been the good looks and the
And the sexy one.
Sexy.
I don't think. You know what? It's fine. Whatever. Come on.
Well, all right. Let me put my pants on.
No.
Is he gonna saying that he's the sexy one? Does that mean he's gonna put on his female body inspector shirt?
Oh.
That laugh sounded like a yes.
Absolutely.
All right, the logo zooms into the screen, zooms back out, and the three of you arrive before the gates of Bai Amari's mansion. And the whole place is sectioned off with police tape, and you can see coroner's office, the NYPD, the supernatural crimes unit of the NYPD, because they have that in this heading, just sort of milling about, moving in and out of the house. Everything looks oddly placid, minus the people and the workers going about their business. It's a little too calm for a murder scene.
It's like, is everyone fine with this murder?
Well, no one told me about no murder.
Someone was murdered, and that murder led to my lunch being ruined.
Oh, I'm trying, Daestra, but I'm trying to focus on more than two things. I saw her recently.
Yeah. Khan's just gonna kind of stroll in and look for who seems to be in charge.
As you sort of walk in, you get approached by this sort of maybe young, early 20s looking photographer with a coroner's jacket on. Sir, I'm sorry, this is an active crime scene, law enforcement only. You're going to have to wait on the other side of the police line.
I'm just gonna kind of stuff a $100 bill into one of his pockets and be like, "My car's back there," as I keep walking forward.
I'll have you know, buddy, I'm with the FBI.
It took a while for that to click. Khan, give me that magnanimous presence roll that you ace all the time so well that I really am only asking for shits and gigs.
Three.
2, 1.
All right, 3. So you stuff the money in, and the photographer is just so stunned that he just watches you walk by, and you begin to see that others are starting to advance to try and stop you, and then like, is that Khan Kapoor? Khan Kapoor. He's in Times Square. Khan Kapoor, and it parts like the Red Sea as people move out of your way to the threshold of the mansion. And as you achieve the threshold, this place is immaculate. Like, it is so very clean. And obviously, as I said, you've been inside before. You're familiar with the layout. It was always spotless. And, if anybody would have their place immaculately clean the day of their death, it would be by Amari. But as you sort of look up this great sweeping staircase that leads upwards, it does appear that most of the action is centering around a particular room on the upper level.
I will follow my compatriot Khan Kapoor
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
all the confidence.
Absolutely nobody is getting in his way.
I like to imagine somebody is about to stop Randy, but they see the FBI and they don't read the whole thing. They're like, "Oh, okay, he's actually with the FBI."
When did they add Daisy Dukes to the uniform? So, Old Man Ziggy, 100% about transcendent memes. We're bad at this. So, in the world of Scion, all of the mythology is actual history. All of it. Even the ones that contradict. So, creatures out of mythology are fairly commonplace in the world. They are heard of. They are accepted fact. And the sons and daughters of the gods walk the earth among them. And it's sort of up to them to keep things in line, to keep the world spinning, to make sure magic doesn't spill over and harm innocent mortals. All right. As you achieve the second floor, and then what appears to be the second floor study, the scene changes abruptly. The immaculate cleanliness of the rest of the house is gone. This place is wrecked. Bayamari's body still lies in the center of the floor with this deep chest wound just carved into the center of her rib cage. There's blood spattered everywhere. As you step through the threshold, a figure approaches you. And this guy looks like every stereotype from every detective noir film you've ever seen in your life. Long, beige trench coat, hands in his pockets as he cranes his gaze up from underneath a fedora, and he's got these big Horatio Kane aviator sunglasses that just seem to devour the rest of his face.
Indoors?
Indoors.
What a douche.
I kind of pull my own sunglasses down to look at him.
Ah, Mr. Irving's band, I take it.
Most people call it Kapoor's band, but yes.
Forgive me, I was expecting Mr. Irving to be here when I role-played this particular scene, but as a storyteller, I must roll with what I'm given.
So is this the full-on rapist I heard about?
His head swivels very poignantly over to you. Would you care to explain yourself there, son?
Alright, I return.
Alright, second floor study is absolutely wrecked. Bayamari laying in the center of it. This deep crevice carved into the center of her chest. Blood everywhere. And immediately you can see that the very, very lovely French windows leading out to the balcony are broken, with one torn completely off its hinges. An expanse of wallpaper is faded, and furniture is overturned and broken.
Yeah, that's what I heard that this one was.
Huh.
And addressing the group now, for Xavier's benefit, is a very stereotypical-looking detective character. Long trench coat, fedora, and these very, very reflective aviator glasses that just devour his face. Mr. Irving, did you fill your your group, about the particulars of what I told you over the phone?
I told them that this might be the reason, and that there's money. Though I guess Khan doesn't care.
I just want to know who ruined my lunch, and so I can punch them in the face. It was a very fine venison steak, with the bone marrow on the side. It was so rich, and then it rained right on top of it, making it completely inedible.
Why would you pay for the bone?
Because that's the luxurious part. You eat the inside of the bone.
My condolences, Mr. Kapoor. I'll try and see if I can have Miss Amari's family compensate you.
I can just go to the butcher's. I could go to their trash can and get bones for free. What's the point?
Regardless, my name is Detective Matthew Jedediah, NYPD Homicide. Please, we're all on the same team here. Call me Eddie. That there is Miss Bai Amari, local philanthropist, well-known scion of Ra. As you can see, windows on the balcony torn out, implicating exit, not entrance. He points back over to the double doors that lead into the study. No sign of forced entry, key still in the lock. Implicating that whoever perpetrated this crime was someone who knew Bai personally, enough for the lady to allow them into her study.
One of her lovers, perhaps.
Well, given that Miss Amari was known to have romantic relationships with members of her band, and it would have taken someone of considerable power themselves to take down a scion of Ra, I think it's only feasible to say that she let someone in and they broke her heart.
Have you been in the movie before?
You think that this, whatever her name has, got any videotapes?
We already checked for closed-circuit television, nothing of the sort, but you're welcome to check around the crime scene to see what you can glean from it.
Well, not exactly what I was asking for, but okay.
When do you think, as I'm just kind of looking around, like, once this is cleaned up, this is a rather nice house, when does the property go on the market?
Are you actually asking that?
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I've been living at a nice apartment, but I'd like actual real estate in the city.
Not my area of expertise, kid, but we'll see if we can get you in touch with a realtor after all this is done.
All right.
Look at the window.
I'm going to look at that every shelf.
James, what are you doing?
Can I roll survival to see if I can pick up any kind of sense?
100%. So go ahead and give me the roll. Con, you're going to look at the door?
The window, yeah.
Okay, the window.
What do you want for...
survival, and I don't have the character sheet memorized yet. I was meaning to have, I wanted to set up like a quasi-storyteller screen and have a sheet in one of those. Whatever you think would best constitute perception. Maybe composure? Resolve?
Medicine dexterity.
Wait, well, you give me the arena, right? And I pick the...
I think that's how that works. So This is going to be a mental arena.
Okay. Then I'll go with intellect.
Randy is looking for her drugs. Because remember, he traded up from, weed to Hydra. He's an expert at the trading game.
Yeah! 5 successes.
Okay.
You get just getting down on all fours.
So a couple of things. Con, as you're looking over the broken windows, you can... So immediately what you notice is, again, one of the swinging doors that lead out into the balcony, which is completely torn off. Now, the hinges are still fairly intact, but they've been ripped out of the door itself, which seems to imply that whatever did this had a considerable amount of strength. Randy, as you're checking the shelves, you don't find any drugs, but you do notice that there seem to be these odd linen fibers everywhere.
Oh man, that's a lot of communist.
They seem like they were at one time very nice, but they're stained almost like some kind of like sandy, dirty brown with age. James, your nose picks up two completely separate scents. Pine resin and decay. Which do you follow?
Well, I'm assuming the pine resin might be some kind of cool crafting thing. The decay, would that just lead me to a dead body? Or I guess I'll follow the decay first.
It's a very pungent. It's not something that Miss Amari herself would have had the opportunity to decompose to.
Okay.
Your nose leads you to the entrance doors, to the entrance of the study.
Mm-hmm.
Onyx Path, how's it going? Is that you, Mr. Watson? You're awesome. We are having fun. And thank you for joining us, you awesome person, you. How are you doing, sir?
Enjoy the antics of Randy Sensei.
Can I just point out the fact that we have such a cool relationship with a professional RPG publisher that they drop into our chat and go, "Hey, nerds." That's pretty awesome. All right. As you move towards the door, you find there are these black flakes on the floor. Just swung by to let everyone know I just added a Scion cover to replace the giant purple question mark. Thank you. I was wondering if I had the right Scion for a second. Although it'll take a bit to propagate across the site. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
But I like the purple question
I'd like
mark.
you to keep storytelling the game. All right, Yusuf, you keep me honest. There's these black flakes on the floor. And as you pick it up and turn it over in your hand, it's flesh. This is flesh, a very dry, leathery flesh.
That's disgusting.
I do love the emotes, though.
Those are pretty fucking dope. Alright, is there anything I would have encountered before?
Oh, I don't think so. It's not like you walk down the street and be like, dead flesh. This is. It's not. It doesn't necessarily look decomposed. Just dry and leathery and very old.
I'll keep that in mind. I guess I'll follow the pine resin next.
As you guys are going about it, would you please give me intelligence, or I'm sorry, mental, and I believe investigation. It's a difficult. No. Okay, and what do you propose? Because again, I've not memorized the character sheet.
There's no investigation. I don't know what you want us to look for. I've been kind of using survival as a pseudo perception thing. But depending on what it is, you could have academics or medicine, depending on what you're looking for.
Survival's fine. But yeah, everybody give me a mental survival roll real fast. Unless you have something that would work better for perception. Difficulty 3, complication of 2. So remember, you spend your successes to buy off the difficulty, and you can buy off the complication, or you cannot. It doesn't necessarily mean you succeed or fail, but it might change some things.
Wait, what was it?
I got 4 successes. What was the number of successes we needed?
I got 5.
Okay.
I got 1.
So it was a difficulty 3, complication of 2. So you can buy off the 3 and still succeed on the roll, but if you buy off the 2, you might get something extra or something bad might happen if you don't. So in this case, Randy, you're sort of wrapped up checking the shelves for drugs. You are fairly oblivious. Con and James, you notice that as you're sort of looking around for evidence, casing the place, Detective Jedediah is watching the band very intensely. James, with your 5 successes and your ability to buy off the complication of his mirrored sunglasses, you actually catch him at an angle every once where you can see his eyes, and he seems to be watching all of you, but overwhelmingly majority Randy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I'm pretty sexy.
As you're bending over a shelf with the Daisy Dukes riding up a
It's
little
just
bit.
like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just looking at one of the female police officers. When you get off the shift?
Oh.
Oh, me, I'm just a humble drug dealer.
That's okay, Daestra. They are in our hearts.
But let's be real, it'll probably be Megid.
It's the most mysterious of them all.
Oh, that's weird. Well, I guess I'll just keep that to myself for now. I don't want to spook. And then I'll continue looking for the trail of the pine resin.
Okay, you're going towards the pine resin. Con, what are you going to do at this point?
Well, I got the 4 successes.
Right, so you see him watching the band, but
Okay.
you didn't buy off the complication of his mirrored sunglasses, so you can't quite see who he's looking at any particular time. He's fairly subtle about it, right? Like, he's not staring like a fucking creeper over your shoulders, but you can see that as he's talking to other officers, his body language, he's very turned towards the group, tries to keep all 3 of you within his cone of vision at any given time.
Are there any staff here? I'm going to ask him if there were any staff that were here at the house when it happened.
One second. Sorry, my lovely lady made me food, and I had to discuss that. Thank you. So you're asking Detective Jedediah, Eddie.
Yes.
Okay. No staff, but we did get a chance to talk to one of her lovers. A guy named Francisco. I'm sorry, no, that's wrong. That's the wrong page.
Well, okay, we know who the killer is.
Just gave it away.
I have done no such thing.
Good night, Daestra.
Good night, buddy. Thanks for being here.
We
You
love.
got to hear the big bad's name.
No, I just called out the name on the other page. Literally, it's in bold black. I can't help it. Fuck, what was this guy's name? I know he's here.
The detective's just flipping through a little police notebook.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to excuse myself.
Randy.
A guy named Andre. He's down there with the trauma squad working stuff out. If you want to talk to him, he's the one that found the body.
He's one of her
Yeah.
lovers?
Yes.
We'll have to talk to her lovers, Andre, Francis, Jeff, and Alistair von Sturmhout. Who's the bad guy?
I'm going to go downstairs and talk to him then.
Okay, you're moving downstairs. Randy, what are you gonna do? You find no drugs.
Well,
Just
shit.
weird fabric.
I guess I'll take Daestra's advice and go raid the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so Khan's going downstairs. James, as you move towards the pine resin, it draws you to what you at first thought might have been this huge blood splatter. Fairly large, with a footprint in it. It's not blood at all. It's pine. I mean, there is a large quantity of blood splattered around here, but that in particular, there's a pool of pine resin. And can you give me another mental survival roll, please?
Can I survive mentally?
What is this, Call of Cthulhu?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you beat the difficulty by 2.
Woo!
The sort of pine resin that you see.
Yes, this tree's not from around here.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's actually fairly common to the area, and there's quite a few examples of it in Central Park.
Ooh. Aren't there werewolves in Central Park, though?
I mean, nothing has been established in the world, capital W, as in the setting of Scion, but probably.
Bunch of bonars.
Hey, we're just gonna use a standard World of Darkness. Just put them together. I'm sure they'll fit. Just kind of.
But like, this square toy will fit in this triangular peg.
Not without this hammer, it won't.
The hammer being CAFCON. Alright.
Alright, Khan, as you descend the stairs out front, sort of just perched on an outdoor bench, blanket thrown over his shoulders, and his hands are shaking, is a very scholarly-looking mid-30s African-American gentleman, just staring into the middle distance, through a set of very, very narrow golden glasses. And his hands just tremor as he looks like he's playing a million different images through his mind at a mile a minute.
Oh, X, you know what you have to do. You have to play Ellen in the War right now.
Down. I take it you are the gentleman that found her.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Why? Is there a problem? What happened?
No, nothing. Be at ease, my friend.
I'm sorry. I walked in and I saw somebody very important to me. Well, I'm guessing you saw it. Have a seat, I guess.
There's blood on the seat. Oh.
Tell me, sir, would you remind me your name?
Yeah, I'm Andre. I was with Bai.
I'm Khan. You may have seen my face on Times Square.
Oh yeah, you're the clone ad.
Yes. I'm currently a detective.
You should say that. I'm a detective today.
Before you see, I am an actor. But a real detective this time. So you are one of Amari's lovers.
No, one of them. One of many. Tell me, was it like rolling a hot dog down a hallway?
I was one, yeah.
Was there any sort of jealousy between you and any of the others? Perhaps not stemming from Amari herself, but one of you wanting to keep her to yourself.
I sort of think for a minute. Jealousy? I can't think of anything. I mean, you know, in a relationship like ours, we It wasn't all centered around her either. I had my dalliances with some of the others. She knew about it. She was okay with it. It was the dynamic of our relationship. I can't imagine that anybody would have done this out of jealousy.
Then why?
I wish I knew. If I knew, I would have told the cops the minute I don't know. They're saying it was one of her band that did the job. I have no idea who could have turned on her like this.
Press X to doubt.
Ask him who his daddy is.
Were you one of her band or simply one of her lovers?
I'm just a mortal. I wasn't involved like that. I was the guy that got to hear all the harrowing exploits over coffee the next day. But I knew them. They were good people for the most part. Some of them were rough around the edges, maybe. Kieran, a little aggressive more than most, but...
Tell me, were any of them known to be particularly strong?
I couldn't tell you their powers exactly. As I said, Kieran, he was a scion of one of the Irish gods, Luch, I think it was. He was pretty good with his fist. If he wasn't strong, then he'd have a tougher time of it.
Well, yeah, he's got to win all those bar fights.
And Francisco could hold his own, but, well, he was always gentle with me.
So what were those names, Francisco and who?
Francisco and Kieran. If you ask more about the band, or he will tell you about Hikaru, a scion of Amaterasu, and Jennifer, who is a new adoptee, and he doesn't really know much about her. Only that her and Bai used to spend a lot of time together.
Well then, that's a suspect.
Do I recognize any of those names?
Nobody you've heard of.
Okay, nobody from high society.
Randy, as you are raiding the fridge and just making what I'm assuming is like a Shaggy from Scooby-Doo sandwich, give me another mental survival.
Okay.
Is Randy Sensei just taking like one of those big Dagwood sandwiches to the home private theater? Puts his feet up on the couches, puts on King of the Hill.
Well, he was probably looking for some of those bones Khan mentioned. Like, well, I'm sure I can sell at least someone. Anyway, what's the diff?
What did you roll?
I got 3 successes.
Nice.
3 successes is good enough. So as you're fixing your sandwich, and let's give Randy something ridiculous for the trading game. What do you think is the weirdest thing you could find in a fridge, and don't say glass dildo?
A pickled iguana. Full.
Done. As you're fixing your sandwich and pocketing your pickled iguana, you hear footsteps coming across the floor as you realize that the detective has followed you down to the kitchen. Making yourself comfortable there, kid.
Just making sure my investigation is thorough.
And what have you discovered in the fridge?
This chick doesn't have mayonnaise. She's only got this weird thing called aioli.
Couldn't find any steak sauce.
Highly suspect.
Full on rapist indeed.
Son, do you mind if I ask you a question, sincerely?
Well, I won't tell you the secret to my sandwich recipe, if that's what you're going to ask.
Not remotely. When you went upstairs, when you saw Miss Amari like that, did that bother you at all? Did it trouble you that there's people like that do things to other people and they aren't getting punished for it?
What a weird question.
Well, of course, everyone who does some bad things should be punished. I mean, let me tell you about my neighbor.
I'd very much like to hear about your neighbor. Please continue, Mr. Sensei.
This son of a bitch, Dave Davison, I swear to God, if he ain't trying to siphon my gas from my ATV, he's now trying to break into my house and steal my TV, like just this morning.
And what happened when he tried to steal your TV this morning?
I beat his ass.
I opened a can of whoop ass, of course. You don't get a physique like mine without knowing how to bust some heads.
Give me some kind of mental empathy roll.
Oh, I don't have empathy.
Is empathy actually a thing on the character sheet? Because I'm being broad.
No.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? No.
Yeah. There is empathy. I have it for intimidation. Because that's what it's there for?
Okay, then you're just gonna roll a mental stat.
Presence, manipulation, and composure. It's not my best one, but I think presence is the most appropriate.
When you're just rolling the attribute, don't you double the dice?
That's V5.
Nah.
I don't think that happens in Story Path.
I got one success.
One success. As you're telling him about beating Dave Davidson's ass, if you didn't know any better, you might... He kind of seems like he's happy to hear that. And he says to you, so tell me, son, how does this experience affect you when you feel motivated to enact justice for somebody siphoning your gas, stealing your television? What does that make you feel?
VHS player, don't forget that.
And your VHS player. What does that make you feel when you see something like what you saw upstairs?
Angry.
Well, it has me ticked off.
Hell, it makes me a little hungry, too.
I have to keep feeding my muscles this kind of delicious food so I get stronger.
And once you're done eating, what do you intend to do about it?
Open up another can of whoop.
Absolutely open up another can of whoop ass on whoever performed that explosion on that lady.
Okay, no. We're not the SVU.
You're an interesting kid, and he seems to almost chuckle a little bit despite himself. I'll be around. And he sort of slinks back upstairs to the crime scene. Alright, back to James.
Okay.
Those do seem to be the salient scents.
Mm-hmm. So I got leathery flakes in Central Park. Alright, I'll go find...
Eddie.
No, I was like, should I go look for Con or should I go look for Rain? Probably go look for
For who you cut out?
Randy.
Okay.
Really? I mean, really, who could get into more?
That's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. Con can talk, right? But like, he's absolutely capable of laying everyone out flat. And then there's you, that's just volatile, and I don't know what the hell can happen.
I'm an enigma wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a dirty bandana sock.
All right. So as you pass the detective on the stairs, he'll nod to you before sweeping back into the room, hands firmly planted in his pockets. And you see Randy there, finishing the apex of his sandwich with what looks like an iguana floating in a jar. You're not sure if he intends to drink it or... Damned if it's not on the table right next to the sandwich.
Did you find the pickled iguana? You're like, finally, the secret ingredient.
I've heard legends.
Just a splash of pickled iguana.
I'll say, Randy, you bothering the detective. You know we're working, right?
I ain't bothering nobody. He came up to me.
Right. Well, I picked up some leads. I followed my nose.
The nose.
I think we're just about done here. I'm gonna go look for Con.
I agree. I got my iguana. As I put it in my inner vest pocket.
I'm gonna put a splash of this in my chicken loaf. Take it to the next level.
Gross.
The chicken loaf persists.
As you make your way out, you see Khan sitting on an outside bench with an African-American gentleman. They seem to be talking very solemnly. This gentleman looks like he's on the verge of tears, as he's barely able to elevate his voice above a whisper.
Who should talk to him? I'm bad at talking.
No, well, you came up to me, right?
No.
That's the guy I was talking to is the one crying, right?
Yeah. Well, not crying yet, but he's...
on the verge.
No.
He's not holding up well.
As I'm sure I've gotten most of the information I'm going to get out of him, probably smoking a cigarette, mostly ignoring his emotions. As Khan doesn't care about the emotions of poor people, or he doesn't understand them.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you mean struggling to make ends meet?
Simply buy yourself a new house.
If you're poor, stop being poor.
He's just kind of smoking and then pats the guy on the shoulder. He's like, look at it this way. She has left you something beautiful in that, despite of her loss, she's left you many people who still love you. And while I understand that will not make the pain go away, hopefully you can find some solace in those other people. The connections you built.
He sort of nods and thinks for a second. And at this point, he will actually descend into a fit of tears. It's a dignified cry. He's not bawling, but he is very... You can see his shoulders shudder. You can see his hand clasped firmly across the bridge of his nose.
He's not ugly crying like his nose is crying too.
Oh, like in Infinity War? Or Endgame? Sorry.
I didn't cry. Ugh. Fucking crying people are the worst at movie theaters. I get it, it was Endgame, but come on. Or, it wasn't Endgame. I mean, yes, it was Endgame.
I saw Infinity War twice in theaters. Both times a little kid started crying when Spider-Man died.
Boo-hoo! They don't know how movies work.
It's a little harsh, X.
I don't know. You sound like, hey, Tom Holland's still alive.
They built an emotional connection to his character, Xavier.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just emotionally dead. No, that's not true. I get angry. Fuck him.
It's true. He gets angry.
So seeing my band approaching behind me, I'll kind of go up to them and I'll say, "Does that seem like the right thing to say?"
I'll say,
I'm like, I don't know. I just thought what a character of mine would have said.
You made him cry. I'm not an expert, but that usually means I did something bad.
I'll remember that.
Crying is bad.
Have you
All
tried
I
giving
can
him
find out
drugs?
was
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not correct. Have you tried selling him drugs?
why can't he buy his own drugs? Why does he simply not go to the doctor and get them? Anyway, I wasn't able to find out much other than who the member of Bayamari's Scion band were.
Well, we should talk to them.
Perhaps Kirin, the Scion of Luh, is allegedly the most powerful. I assume he's the one who might have broken through the windows.
Right. They can
Perhaps
be
we should
hot-headed.
Perhaps we should give what we found to the detective and see if he can make any sense of it.
I don't know, man. That guy's kind of weird.
Yeah, Randy didn't want to say anything, but he kept looking at you.
I mean, I understand. I got the looks.
Right. But, you know...
You have a look, I say.
You attract
I'm glad we understand each other.
Is that what you say at the family reunions?
There's been a family reunion?
Sons of bitches haven't told me nothing.
They stopped inviting you.
Saying Randy's always trying to sell drugs at the family reunion.
Where's Randy? Oh, he's the New York boy now. All right, let's all go to the detective and let's see if he can put all of our clues together. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
We give him all the clues and he's got to put them together.
Just as Khan's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I only play detectives. Like that one time I played a cop and I flipped a car over and I pulled somebody out of it in midair. It's a real Bollywood action scene.
So you play detectives.
Yeah. I play Bollywood detectives.
Oh, man, like sing him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just as I'm like, normally you punch people until they give you the clues. But this is America. I'll try not to do that.
No, that works around here, too.
I was about to say, although that might work. But yes, we're going to Eddie and we're telling him what we found.
All right. Saw the dead flesh missed the pine resin. Good nose. Unfortunately, what you found out about the Scions matches what we already know, and he'll sort of proffer a manila folder in your direction. And if you were to open it, you would see that they are basically a file on some compiled information about 4 of the different Scions that were known to be in Bayamari's band. That Francisco guy, Scion of Hoochly Pochly. I don't gotta tell you how to connect the dots. That looks, shall we say, on point. However, might be a little too obvious. Still, worth looking into. Hikaru's alibi is airtight. She was in Japan, returned the day of the murder. I don't know how much I suspect her, but this is exactly why she's worth questioning further. This kid, Jennifer, the young girl, apparently they spent a lot of time together. I don't know much about her, but she might be the last person to have seen the luminary alive. And if this Kieran guy, the Irish one, Lou's kid, apparently him and Bai clashed constantly. Fighting was a constant thing, and maybe not physical, but, it doesn't always take too much to escalate things to the next level. It's not outside imagination. It could have escalated to the point where he would kill her. Although, gotta tell you, feels a little too obvious.
Does Randy tell him about the weird little fibers?
Yeah. There's weird little brown fibers I found.
Perhaps they belong to an orangutan. Could an orangutan murder a man?
Well, I know an orangutan could murder a man. I've seen it.
Happened at Rue Morgue.
So he'll pick up one of the fibers. I'll sort of hold it up. Do you happen to know what these are?
Well, I have a few hypotheses.
I'm listening.
Not about this, just in general. Let me tell you about the Illuminati.
Now, I watched this show, and I'm pretty sure they came up with some really good points, like how the pyramids were made, and that humans used to be like 12 stories big.
Oh my fucking god! I'm pretty sure the Scion Wishy-Poshy is an alien as well.
Sure, Switzy Podal has a lot of celestial powers that he got from outside the world.
Son, what the hell does that have to do with these fibers?
Oh, well, it didn't have anything to do with the fibers.
Really, you don't know what these are? Nothing rings a bell.
I'm going to take a close look at the hairs and see if I notice anything about it.
They're not hairs, they're cloth.
Oh, cloth.
Yeah, a lot of linens.
Can I take a look? That's something I would notice.
I don't know if it's anything that you've seen up close at any point, but it's very clearly cloth. It's very clearly manufactured. Maybe a sort of like rough manufacture, not something you would get from like modern machinery, and it's clearly very old. It's stained a dark brown with age.
I don't know what you may have heard about me, but I don't know anything about no drugs.
I'm like, is that Egyptian silk? I say, looking at it.
Might be. Here, keep it, and he'll place one in your hand. Think about it, ruminate. Might come to you.
You can't ask me if I will sell you drugs. That's
Entrapment.
Entrapment.
I'm going to ask my band who we want to go beat up first.
Well, they beat up Dave.
I thought you already beat up Dave this morning.
Let's try that Central Park lead. I got an inkling.
Which one is the Central Park one? Oh, the pine, yeah.
Yeah, the Pine Resin. But I suppose we can split up for efficiency. That doesn't seem like a bad idea at all.
I'd prefer to stick together in case things get rough.
That's a wiser choice.
In case there's any werewolves in Central Park.
Don't worry, I know how to talk to their kind.
I don't tolerate no werewolves.
They're part of the Illuminati.
Goddamn. They're aliens!
They control the news.
Wait, this isn't New World of Darkness.
The Glasswalkers control CNN.
God damn it.
Fake news, all of it.
And what, the vent you control, Fox?
But yeah, I guess we're heading to Central Park, Chaz.
What is the goal for Central Park?
Well,
The goal was to have an escape from industrial fumes from your household. And just kind of like city renovation. Kind of like a... Really just an industrial time. 1890s?
well, as far as our objective, well, I want to see where that pine resin came from and what is around that area that could be of interest to us.
I won't make you go there to figure that out. Again, you're super naturey. So it's fairly common throughout multiple areas of the park. But do you have anything that might constitute geography?
That might what?
Do you have anything that might constitute geography or streetwise or something that would help you triangulate the layout of the town better?
I have a specialty in tracking.
That'll work.
So, do you want to roll?
Give me that mental survival roll at a difficulty of 3, and that specialty is going to act as an enhancement for you. So, if you roll a natural success, the enhancement will give you a bonus one.
A 2!
2.
Scootaloo.
Okay, so with your enhancement, that becomes 3. And as you flip through the files for the different Scions, Jennifer has been known to frequent an area near the park, a small little Starbucks on the corner across the street. And apparently she goes into the park every once in a while.
Alright. Let's go check that out. Jennifer.
So we're going to sneak up on Jennifer and beat her up first.
Oh, why'd you kill her? Why'd you kill her?
Give me your frappe.
Well, I ain't allowed it near that Starbucks anymore since the six-pack incident.
You can wait outside at the park then.
You have to stay 100 yards away from every Starbucks in the city. Which is impossible. That just means you can't enter the city.
This isn't Seattle.
Well, it's like that, remember that Florida pedophile law thing? Where it's just like, they gotta stay away from all these areas, and then like the layout of the city was just like, well shit, I guess we can all only live under this bridge. No, Ziggy's going to sleep. Later, Ziggy.
Bye, Ziggy. Enjoy hanging out with Adam, then.
Bye, Ziggy. Have a good one. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Alright. Let's go fuck someone up. In the park. As I hop on my motorcycle with the horse motif that I totally plan to bring to life once I hit God. Or, Hero.
Neat. That'll be cool.
You're basically going to be
Okay.
like a cross between the first two Ghost Riders.
Yeah.
I'll get on my ATV.
Which I'm also going to bring to life.
As what? An ATV, goddammit.
It's gonna be a dragon.
I'm gonna call her Darlene.
Alright, Con, you're going towards Jennifer as well?
Yeah, and the Golden Lambo.
Okay. So you head towards the direction of Central Park, and after casing the place for a while, you don't seem to find Jennifer, but as you do swing by the local Starbucks, you can see that seated in the corner is a young woman that matches her picture exactly. She's maybe 17, 18 years old, and dressed in... I don't necessarily want to say layers, but she's dressed in kind of like this very bulky hoodie that bunches up around her, and she's just seems to be looking around. She looks teary-eyed and terrified for her life as she's just clutching onto this tiny little coffee with both hands.
All right. Time for a change of neck. Keen-eyed predator.
Cool. What does that do?
Well, give me a minute. I know it does. I know it does cool stuff. Cause it's dope, and we do God stuff.
That is the most worthless explanation.
It just gives me a lot of info on the current scene that I want.
Can I activate lie detector then?
Sure.
I think that one's self-explanatory.
I will activate I am a fire.
What does that do?
Lights himself on fire.
It strokes the affection one person has towards another, including myself.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'll kind of put my hand up to the two people, or to my bandmates. And I'm like, let me try to talk to her first.
Please do.
She is fragile and in need of comfort.
Remember, crying's bad.
Crying is bad.
Now I know this is a telltale side of withdrawal. I'll tell you that, my friend.
So, Khan Kapoor is going to go into the Starbucks, order whatever they're advertising, in the largest size they have.
Okay.
What if it's pumpkin spice?
No, right now they also have like apple praline or something like that.
You can decide whatever you want it to be.
What
Apple
the fuck
spice.
is my neck skill?
Pumpkin praline.
What the fuck is my
Pumpkin
neck skill?
Fuck, man, I don't remember because that wasn't clear the first time I read it. I think every knack or every calling is associated with a particular skill.
Right. And I don't remember mine. It says, enter a field, extend your senses to what might await you, ask one of the following questions for free, and then roll my next skill to spend one success per additional question. You must answer these questions honestly.
Okay, we'll just call it survival for now.
Okay.
So I'm going to go just kind of sit down at the same table as Jennifer.
1, 2, 3.
And I'm going to be like, who do you need me to beat up?
That has to be the most unique ways she's ever been hit on.
It seems like
Hey,
you're...
girl.
Who must I physically harm to impress you?
What? And she looks up at you, wide-eyed, and she looks like she's about to cry. Like her eyes are actively trembling. James, have you done the roll yet?
Yes. I got 4. Or no, I got 3, but 4 total.
Okay, ask your questions.
How many hostile enemies are present?
How many hostile enemies are present?
Mm-hmm.
Khan Kapoor lights up.
Potentially one. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Who or what is the biggest threat?
Jennifer
Khan Kapoor
herself.
lights up.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? That might be Khan Kapoor.
I'm right here.
What kind of
I took out
hazards?
that giant.
What kind of hazards are present around here?
Hot coffee.
Okay.
Randy.
And where is the nearest exit? Because that's the only question that we really care about after that. Those.
Front door.
Okay, that's it. Easy. But yeah,
Are you
I'll
afraid?
watch from afar.
You're not going to go in and order a black coffee?
No. I work better outside.
He can't say that word. It sounds racist.
Can I get dark, regular coffee?
But like, can I have a black coffee and can you serve it to me in a tin cup next to a campfire?
Randy, what are you doing at the moment?
Well, I'm not allowed inside.
Not since the incident.
Okay, so are you just waiting outside?
Though I need to figure out how to signal when someone's lying.
Would you
I
be
need to-
able, would you have to hear it, I would imagine? Because if you just knew at any time anyone in the world was lying, that would be an unbelievable experience. That's like some fucking Zinch shit.
Yeah, it's almost like it's supernatural.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. There has to be some kind of logic to it.
Just put you on speakerphone.
Okay, it does have to be to you. They cannot lie to you at all.
Ooh.
Yeah, but if they are around, if you're casing the area, +2 complication to lie to you. Or just to lie, to lie to you. But if they are somehow involved, they cannot lie to you. Wow, that's really dumb.
Yeah. That's why it's really useful for Randy.
Yeah, story guide should also tell you when a lie has been told, but does not automatically reveal the truth. Also reveals a nebulous truth, such as... Okay, yeah. So it is, that whole, well, they perceive it to be true. But, I'm sure this adventure wouldn't do that to us.
So yeah, as you sit down at the table, she just looks at you terrified.
And as I am a fire Stokes, I have the +1 enhancement to all social roles involving this person.
Okay.
And I'll just watch out.
Like, you seem threatened. And this is a fairly safe place.
Starbucks in New York?
She'll sort of lean in and under her breath whisper, "You promised me he didn't send you."
Who's he?
I'd have to know who he was first.
It's not safe here. I don't know where he's got ears. Let's go talk in the park, okay?
Ah, okay. I trust you completely as I say, slurping my frappe.
Vasil! Hello, Vasil, you ultimate badass. We missed you, friend.
You caught the last 10 minutes. Good job.
At least he's here.
I know.
Just as per tradition.
I mean, I'm just giving him shit as much as I give us shit. Because we started at not 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to buzzsaw the last 15 minutes off of this, or the first 15 minutes off of this fucker till we got the audio right anyway.
No, but so I understand you have adult things to do and you need to, sleep. As do we, eventually.
You can't take everything Xavier says at face value. He's been cagey recently.
He's been on drugs.
I haven't been, and I wish I was, but then I wish I wasn't. Time would go faster.
But yes, I am following Jennifer into the park.
Okay. James and Randy, you begin to see Khan and this young woman move towards the door. What do you do?
I will move into a place so I could be not seen, because I'm a pretty obvious looking dude.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. You're at a Starbucks. While she is paranoid, I don't think you would necessarily stick out terribly bad. So
I'm going to follow them out. Just
I understand what you're saying, but you kind of like slide to the side as they walk out. You follow. Randy, what do you do as Khan and Jennifer begin to leave the coffee shop with James in tow?
Well, I already had my camo face paint. I'm
just gonna go fucking prone and crawl.
gathering as many squirrels as possible.
Well, yeah, you need to make a megaphone.
Alright, so she'll lead you across the street into the parks, sort of in like a copse of trees where there's not a whole lot of like people to overhear or see. James, Randy, do you want to try and enter the copse? Do you want to stay outside and just listen? What are you doing?
I will just keep watch for anybody that wants to. I mean, I'll listen, but I want to also watch out for potential eavesdroppers. Only we get to listen in on this.
I'm gonna intensely listen, ready to chuck a squirrel.
Is Randy holding the squirrel and he's like, "This is a win-win. Either I throw this squirrel."
So how do you prep it? You just like have the squirrel ready, and then you have a nut, and when you're ready to chuck at somebody, you shove the nut up its ass, so it's angry.
I was going to say, well, Randy's either going to use the squirrel to throw it, or he's going to save it, eat it for later.
It's food too.
No, you pull the tail off, you throw it, and it explodes 3 seconds later, right?
Yes, the American squirrel.
All right, Randy, so you've got like this squirming, chittering squirrel in your hand. James,
Squeaker, squeak.
Randy is sticking out like a sore thumb. Other than him, you don't really see anyone. Con, as you're standing in this copse of trees with this young girl, she sort of leans in, eyes watering, and she says, "He's dangerous. He's dangerous, and I'm next, and I'm so scared right now."
Who's dangerous?
He's gonna come after me. He's gonna come after me, and I don't think I can stop him.
If you don't say who he is, I don't like playing the pronoun game.
You need to tell me a name.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Who is he?
Randy, I do want to point out that so far nothing she has said has tripped lie detector.
Okay. Well, I mean, she hasn't really said anything.
5 successes.
5 successes.
Thanks to the +1 enhancement.
Nice.
She leans in and whispers again, "Francisco."
As the Spanish guitar plays in the background.
Bob proceeds back into the trees.
Francisco hated me. Then he got angry with Bai, and now Bai is dead. Randy, again, nothing has tripped lie detector.
She perceives it to be true.
He could be dangerous, and she could be next because she's the actual killer, and Francis found out. Huh? Am I getting it? Did I solve the mystery?
Which scenario were we playing where I guessed it almost right away?
Fuck if I know, man.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar, but I can't remember.
It might have been the monsters. I don't know if I figured that one out right away, but
Quick, someone go through all our archives of all time and figure it out.
there was one. There was one where I was like, I guessed it. I got it.
We'll wait.
They're like, why did Francisco get mad at you, and why would he kill Bai over this?
Oh my God, she's dead.
And what does this have to do with the sky turning red?
Oh yeah, that's probably still going on. Are people still freaking out?
Ask her about the Republic escape pods.
Okay. One thing at a time. Look, ever since the son, ever since Bai died, things went crazy. Okay, now Francisco, he's jealous and he's violent. Maybe because of his dad. All right, Hootsly Poachly, right? He likes human sacrifices. He likes female human sacrifices, right?
I mean, you should probably ask her why we found pine resin.
Perhaps like where we are.
Like she's not anything. Everything she's saying isn't wrong, but she's avoiding the real issue. Did she kill Bright?
And my pine resin was inside your girlfriend's residence. Would you mind explaining that to me?
She lifts up like her boot to show you, and you can see that there's actively still stum stuck to her pants, stuck to her heel. I must have annoyed Bai so many times tracking this shit into her house. The entire band knew about it. Look, you're standing in pine resin right now. Okay, it's all over this goddamn park.
Yes, it is. Answer the question. Ask the question. Did she kill her? Just ask. Yo, Randy, go up and ask her.
Are you telling Randy to do that? He'll do it.
Yeah, just let's be like, I'm so sick of this. Randy, just go fucking ask her if she killed him.
I'm going to ask her who her father is, or her mother. Who is her noble heritage?
Do you have a crest?
Listen, I can't tell you, and it's not because I don't want to. Bai told me not to. Okay? She told me not to tell anyone. And she was like a mother to me. She was like a big sister. This is basically the last thing she ever asked of me. She told me not to tell anybody to protect me, and I can't go against her on that one. Randy,
because your dad Loki? Because, yeah, I guess that'd be understandable.
Loki isn't well liked by the other gods. No
That's
idea
fair.
why. He ruins parties.
Or does he make parties?
No, he ruins them.
Also, all of his kids suck. Like, Buddy needs to learn how to pull out.
You said
I
Francisco was the one that killed her.
No, she said he was dangerous. And jealous.
Francisco did it. There's no doubt in my mind. I'll never forgive him for it. Boom. That lights up lie detector like a Christmas tree.
I struck the squirrel.
You just kick open. Bitch, you lying.
you throw the fucking
You
squirrel.
are not the father. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm used to another show.
All right, roll it. Give me a fucking strength athletics to just chuck that.
Strength
No.
or physical
Yeah.
athletics.
Yeah.
Okay. Explosion. 5
Squirrel.
successes.
5 successes to throw the squirrel.
Wow. That's a lie.
Just chuck the squirrel.
That's a lie.
The squirrel of truth. You are
this
the
how-
squirrel's father.
Is this how you start a duel in Alabama?
Josh, do me a favor real quick and roll me 7 dice.
7 dice?
Yeah.
One success.
1 success. Okay.
Yeah, that's a 6 out of 9. Yes, 1.
So, would you like to... You got 4 successes over her defense. Would you like to spend it for critical damage?
Critical nut.
What? Okay,
You
wait.
just hit her right at the neck, and it just kind of...
It goes down.
I will have no liars in my court.
Squirrel court.
I don't got
As
no
is the
kangaroo.
tradition of my people.
What is critical damage?
It's just...
I wanna
It's
kill-
2.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
wanna kill
however you
nobody.
can. Well, you can keep doing it. That's the thing. Like you can, I think you can do. Like if you get enough success, you can be like critical.
Well, you see, I don't want to kill nobody.
I mean, you could just put a complication on her that she can't get away.
You can just knock her out.
Oh God! Just
make her faint like.
Squirrel hits terminal velocity and blows up.
I like making this roll 100% okay.
You used Hamon.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, you're doing critical damage? Alright, so you just chuck this squirrel like a fucking football, spins through the air, and just crashes against her head with a sickening crack as the thing goes flying into the distance. And she just spooks and starts running for the tree line.
Okay. There's 2 ways I can go about this.
Hamstringer with the bullet.
I'll fire a shot in front of her as a warning and tell her to stop. Just easy there.
And stop lying.
We don't tolerate no lies. Oh, wrong accent. We don't tolerate no lies around here.
Does the squirrel turn around at Randy Sensei and shake its fist at him?
It's like, I'll get you for this, Randall.
Alright, everybody give me an initiative roll. I want to say it's best combat stat plus...
Best physical.
Okay.
Or is it cunning?
I think it's actually cunning plus best combat stat.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's just a total, right?
You're gonna roll it and then successes.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Say that one more time. I was reading the chat.
Roll cunning plus your best combat stat. You're gonna roll that as a dice pool.
Okay.
All right. 3 successes.
3.
I got 2.
Oh wait. 3
4
successes.
Alright, everybody beat her initiative. So, remember how this works. Each of you get slots. So, you decide who takes which slot. So, who gets to go first?
I don't know.
I'll give it to Xavier for a warning shot to start off.
Okay.
For the first slot.
Okay.
And then does Randy Sensei have anything he plans to do?
Nah, I'm all out of my ammo.
Damn it! You didn't make squirrel bolos.
I can only find one.
Okay, yeah. So I guess
I only have the smaller ammunition and chipmunks.
I'll do a warning shot. Colin will tell her what to calm the fuck down, and Randy will just be like, "You lying bitch!"
I'm ready to tackle her and hog tie her like a greased up pig.
I have rope.
Well, Randy was just going to use his sick belt.
Okay, Xavier, you're first. You fire the warning shot.
Yes.
And she seems to freeze for just a moment, but it's not her turn yet. Khan, you're up next.
Like, you need to calm down right now. I'm not gonna. That's not where it ends. I'm like, you need to calm down right now. Because if you were the one that killed her, we're taking you to the police station right now. But if you didn't kill her, you need to tell us who did. And tell the truth this time.
Randy, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm getting ready to tackle it just like Dave Davison.
All right, if you want to... Are you holding your action, or are you actually going to tackle her?
Well, yeah.
If she tries to run, you're going to tackle, basically.
Yeah.
Just like tackle her and just smell her hair aggressively.
That is not what I did to David Davison.
I mean, no, but it'll weird her out.
Is that Pantene herbal essence? I use the same shampoo.
All in my junk.
As the three of you begin to sort of hem her in, a blinding, burning light just seems to erupt from the sky and wash over everything. Now tell me, do you guys want to do this right now, or do you guys want to pick this up again next week?
I'll go ahead and go pick it up again next week.
Next week.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
An actual next time on.
Scion. Wait, are we actually going to do this next week, or are we going to do this the week after?
Oh, that's right, the week after. So next week is going to be Demon the Fallen, Fear to Tread. The week after, we're going to finish up A Light Extinguished.
Okay. Wait, what are we doing next week?
Next week is Demon the Fallen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Demon!
Oh, I can't do it really well right now.
All right.
I believe that you can. Do it, Josh. Do it. Yeah.
So, I mean, I know, Yusuf, but we love you.
Well, you're a different kind of demon, right?
So while I look up how experience in this works one more time, let's start voting for the XP.
Gonna give it to Randy for the squirrel.
Yeah, I'll give it to Tom as well for making me laugh.
I will. Huh. I'll give it to Adam. No.
XP for squirrel.
I will vote for.
You could vote for Adam. It's irrelevant.
I know. I kind of want to.
Or you could take a vote away from Adam.
Can I vote to take 1 XP away from Adam?
I'm not going to crap on the guy while he's stuck at work, man. That's a little much. But okay, so Yusuf votes for Tom. Raven votes for Tom. Mazzy votes for Dave. So
Howard,
You son bitch!
by my count, that's currently 4 for Tom, 1 for Josh. Tom, who did your vote go to?
Dave's not here. Solid. I will vote for James for getting us all together and keeping it.
All right.
flowing.
And 1 for Xavier. So unless I get a whole bunch of votes to tilt things, it looks like Randy's going to run away with this. Real quick, social media down below. So maybe follow us on it if you want to see what we're streaming and when. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe. Our audio's not usually that bad. I'll get this fixed in post before we upload it to YouTube. If you really like us, there's a Patreon. We'll shout you out. Thanks once again to James, Sharkey, and Twin Cities by Night. You guys are amazing. Thank you for Onyx Path for hosting us and dropping by. Mazzy, change his vote to the squirrel. And remember, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on SoundCloud, your vote counts too.
Chaz, that squirrel could be a Scion.
Oh man, is it gonna be like a correlation against fucking Randy someday?
You have to remember, Chaz, in Norse mythology, there's a squirrel that goes up and down the tree Yggdrasil gathering secrets and gives them to Odin.
That's true. That is funny.
That squirrel could be a scion of that squirrel.
I never thought about animals as scions. Huh, that's weird. That's possible, right? Because, like, you can fuck an animal.
Monarch, thank you for following. I really got to enlarge that font. Sorry about that. Okay. Good night, Thoth. I'm looking like it's going to Randy for the squirrel football. Oh, Vasil also votes for Tom. Yeah, you're taking it running.
Good job, Tom.
All right. So Tom gets 1. Everybody gets 1.
I did not.
Anonymous cheerer cheered. Thank you, anonymous cheerer. You're pretty great.
I did not achieve my short-term goal.
I did not either.
Neither did I.
Okay. Well, what is your short-term goal for next session?
I think we all collectively want to open up a can of whoop-ass.
Oh, can that be our band goal? Open a can of whoop-ass.
Oh, all right.
Writing that down. I think my goal's the same. I want to know who ruined my lunch. Actually, did I find out who it was? Because if it was caused by the girl dying, does that count as finding out? Or do I have to go back and punch her corpse like I said I would?
I'm going to say you haven't found out yet.
Okay.
Came close. Randy, what was your short-term goal?
My short-term goal was house train my Hydra.
Okay, didn't happen. So everybody's player attended the game, so that's 1 XP. And I will say you reached a story milestone, so 2 XP for this session.
Woo!
9 XP.
Nice.
Feels good to be playing Scion again. It does. I really do like the story path system. I think Onyx Path knocked this one out of the park. Yeah, it's really good. Also, don't forget, you can twist your fate. I don't think anybody really needed to, but when you tap your paths, you can actually influence the story to a pretty sizable degree. With that, we will see you next week for Demon the Fallen, Fear to Tread, and then the week after. Yes, the week after, for the resolution to this, when a can of whoop-ass will be opened up, and revelations will be made. You think I'm not planning shit. I'm planning shit. Even though this is a module, I've tweaked it. So, I will talk to you guys later. I think we're out of here. Anything you guys want to say?
Later.
Tweaked it for our stupidity.
Good night, good morning, whatever lies before you. Thank you for being here. You mean the world to us. We adore you.
Love you.
Goodbye. We do.
Goodbye.
And done.